on YouTube. All right, so grab your notebooks, write this down. Today's date is 1/11/21, and today we are going to be learning about dividing fractions. Dividing fractions. All right, dividing fractions. So if we have 2/3 divided by 1/7, okay? So dividing fractions. And guess what? We actually don't divide fractions. Does anybody know what we do? Anybody? Okay, so when it comes to dividing fractions, we actually don't divide fractions. You know how when we talk about subtracting integers, we really don't subtract integers? Daniel, what do you think we're gonna do?
You switch the denominator and the numerator, and then you multiply.
Yes. Now let me go into further detail with that. So what happens is we don't divide. We're actually going to multiply. Kind of like when we talked about subtracting, and we change the subtraction sign to addition. Same thing here. We change the division sign to multiplication. So the division sign changes to multiplication. Okay. Now, the first fraction, or whatever it's in the beginning, we keep it the same, 2/3, okay? So this one we keep the same. So we just keep the very first one, okay? Keep it. And then we change division to multiplication. We change this, okay? So because we went from division to multiplication, the second fraction has to change. So we change the second fraction to 7/1. Now, how did I get 7/1? You take this fraction, and what we call is you flip it. You just flip it. So if it's 1/7, we just flip. You flip the numerator and the denominator. We call that in math. The academic vocabulary word is you multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so the fact that you're flipping it is really called the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/7 is 7/1. So let me go over this again. You keep the first fraction. That's why I wrote the word keep the first fraction. You change division to multiplication, and you flip the second fraction. Now, have we flipped before? Did we flip in addition? No. Did we flip in subtraction? Nope. Did we flip in multiplication? Nope. The only time we flip is division. So please do not start flipping everything. You only flip when you have a division problem, okay? Do we flip both of these? Nope. We only flip the second one. Okay? Kind of like when we were subtracting integers, you only change the second one. Okay? Now, we're going to do the math. I'm going to rewrite it so that it's a lot clearer. So this is our brand new problem. Now we handle it like we did last week. We check the corners to see if there's anything we can simplify. Nope. So we're just going to multiply straight across. And we get 14/3. Now this is called an improper fraction, and I would like you to turn it into a mixed number. How do I turn it into a mixed number? You take the 14 and the 3 outside. We're going to divide. 3 goes into 14. How many times does 3 go into 14? 4. That gives you 12. You have a remainder of 2. So this 4 that's on top, you're going to put it as a nice big number. And then your numerator is this bottom number, 2. And then your denominator stays the same. So these would be the answers the answer that's going to give you points is the very last answer. Okay, so the problem we began with is 2/3 divided by 1/7. The answer to that is really 4 2/3. Okay, instead of dividing, we actually multiply. All right, are we okay so far? Let's do another problem. If I have 4/9 divided by 2/3, okay, when you see the division sign, okay, you're automatically gonna do keep, change, flip. 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 So you keep the first fraction 100% just the way it is, 4/9. You change division to multiplication. So keep, you change it, and then you flip this one. So if it's 2/3, I'm going to flip it to 3/2. Whatever the bottom number is becomes your top number. Whatever your numerator is becomes your denominator. Whatever your denominator is becomes your numerator. And we don't need common denominators at all. At all. Okay, you have a choice. You can either multiply straight across and then simplify, or simplify the corners right now. Do it before I do it. You can either simplify the corners or multiply straight across and simplify at the end. Whatever you want to do it now. I'm just going to multiply straight across, and I get 12/18. Now, before I type that in as my final answer on like an exit ticket, I gotta go, can I simplify this? Yes. I can simplify this by dividing by 6, and I get 2/3. This answer would be the correct answer and would give me points when it came to like an exit ticket. Okay? Any questions? All right. So again, keep, change, flip. So let's try doing this one. 3/4 divided by 1/2. Try doing that one step ahead of me. Try to do this one step ahead of me. Okay, so hopefully you rewrote it as 3/4 times 2/1, and that gives you 6/4. And I'm going to divide this by 2. I'm going to divide this by 2. I get 3/2, which is an improper fraction. So I'm going to take 3, the 2 outside. 2 goes into 3 one time. 2, remainder 1. So my mixed number is 1 and 1/2. That would be the answer I would type in and get like full credit for. Very good. Good job. Good job. All right. Now we're going to kick it up one more notch. What would you do if I gave you a problem like this? 2 1/5 divided by 1 3/4. What would you guys do first? What would you guys do first? What needs to be done first? What do you guys think needs to be done first?
Make the mixed number into an improper fraction.
Very good. Thank you for helping me. So turn the mixed number into improper fraction. So the first thing you have to do, and remember we multiply this times this first, and then add whatever you get with this number. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So we'd write 11 over 5 divided by, we do the same thing here. We multiply these two numbers, and then we would add this number. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7 over 4. Okay, so what I just did there is change the the mixed numbers into improper fractions. Now I'm going to change it. Keep, change, flip. Some of my students call it like the KFC method, except it's KCF. Keep, change, flip. So 11 over 5 times 4 over 7, because we flip the second one. But notice I flipped it once, I have it into an improper fraction. All right. What's our first answer? 11 times 4, 44. 5 times 7, 35. All right. And then this turns into, let's see, 44 divided by 35 gives you 1. 35. That gives you 9. So it would be 1 and 9 over 35. That would be our final answer. How did I get the 1? Well, 35 goes into 44 one time. When I subtract, I get 9 as my remainder. Well, your remainders become your numerators, and your denominator stays the same. All right, we got one more problem to do, and then we'll get started. All right, what if I give you 5 1/2 divided by 5 over 6? So we have this mixed number, division, a lot of stuff going on. First thing I would change is your mixed number into an improper fraction by multiplying and adding, right? First these two, and then add the top number. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 2. We can go ahead and change this division into multiplication, and then we're going to flip. So it'll be 6 over 5. I would simplify before you multiply. I would take this and divide it by 2. Take this and divide it by 2. This gives me 1, and this gives me 3. Right? These corners I can simplify. You simplify the corners. 11 times 3 is 33, and 1 times 5 is 5. This is called an improper fraction. We're going to take the top number and then divide it by the denominator. 33 goes into 5 6 times. That gives me 30. Remainder 3. So this mixed number is 6 and 3 over 5. All right. Are there any questions so far? All right. It's a lot, right? But in reality, it's just a little tiny steps, right? Hopefully you understand the very basics of dividing fractions, which is just keep, change, flip, right? Keep, change, flip, that's your basic level 1. And then level 2 is where you change it from mixed number to improper fractions, and then you keep, change, flip. And then, of course, another added uh, step that you have to do is when you have improper fractions, how do I turn it into a mixed number? So when you get into groups and you're having trouble, let us know what you're having trouble with. Like, I don't understand why we keep, change, flip, or what do we flip? Or I don't understand how to change an improper fraction into a mixed number, right? Or how do I change this, how does she go from 2 1/5 to 11/5? You can ask us that, right? Okay, warning before you get into groups. I'm going to warn you right now. If you do the group work and you write this down, you go 2 1/5 divided by 1 3/4. You don't have to write this down. I'm just showing you. I'm warning you. So this is the problem we just did right now. And all you do is go, oh, Miss Amelia, my answer is 1 9/35. So if in your picture that you're going to turn into me when it comes to your group work, and you write this down, and you're like, Miss Amelia, 2 1/5 divided by 1 3/4 is equal to 1 9/35. And that is a correct answer, right? But where is the work? So if all you do is copy down the problem and tell me the answer, you get no point. You get 0. You show me no work. Excuse me? Christopher, what was that?
Never mind. I figured it out.
Okay, so if you just write this down, you get no points. 0 points. You show me no work, I give you no credit. What am I looking for? This problem we did together right now, this. Look at all the work that's involved. I got to turn these into improper. I got to change it from division to multiplication. I got to do a lot of work, right? This is all the work for this one problem. But if you just take a picture like this, you get no points. Why? Because all you're doing is this is what I think you're doing. This is what I'm speculating. This is what I'm jumping to conclusion. You're going to the slides, you're copying down the questions, and you're copying everyone's answers. That's what I think you're doing. So how do you prove to me that you're not just copying down the answers from the slides? The work is there. If the work is there, then I know oh, they actually did it. I understand that all the answers are on the slides. Cool, you can check your work, right? If you just write this down, and I'm recording myself, so it's proof that I told you, if you just do this, you will earn a 0. I'm giving you 100% warning. You don't show work, I don't give you points. Does everybody understand that? All right.